You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next, the June 20th meeting of the Michigan City Port Authority Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by going to www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, welcome to the Michigan City Port Authority Board of Directors meeting, June 20th. All over the meeting. Looking for approval or corrections to June 6th meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any comments from Cooper? You guys are good? All right. Report from the Harbor Master, Mr. Frame.
All right. The Corps of Engineer stone project continues. I expect they'll be finished in the next week or two, weather permitting. I think I mentioned last time they're putting 10,000 tons of stone out there, and they've made it from the east end probably a little past halfway. They have 2 more barges out here. I think the total was going to be about 11 barges, so they must be wrapping that up here pretty quick. As some of you may or may not know, the Venetian night that was scheduled for this coming weekend, the 25th, has been canceled. Terry, the city event coordinator, is going to try again next year, but he felt there was not enough interest from participants to warrant it this time. I know the sand sculpting thing I think went pretty well. In-house here, we just continue with our normal summer activities, doing pump outs on Tuesdays. We have 44 of them for tomorrow. Keeping up on maintenance items and just taking care of things as they come up. Our next big event is 4th of July then, and we'll have the fireworks on 4th of July and expect it to be busy. So unless anybody has any questions, that's all I have for now.
Good question. Any news on the Washington Park launch ramp?
As far as digging it out, yeah. Edgewater Resources is putting together a permit application for us.
Okay.
I don't expect it'll be anytime soon. I'm still waiting on the Corps to approve the one we put in back in the spring for Trail Creek.
And possibly not this year then?
I would bet it, if it is, it'll be in the fall. Yeah. The DNR and IDEM got us our answer back for Trail Creek, but we still haven't gotten anything from the Corps, and that's been, what, 2 months ago? So I don't think we'll get anything from the Corps on this anytime soon.
As far as the porta pots down there, who is that?
I believe the Park Department runs those.
Okay. Maybe just a suggestion to them, ask them maybe to move them. Just my experience over the weekend, backing in, those doors swing out, right? I mean, it would be nicer if they were moved to the other end. They had them there at one time, I don't know.
On the other side.
They shifted them around again.
I'll mention it to them.
And last week, that ramp as well, I noticed the PVC, the bumpers, I guess,
Here.
they're coming off and they're curling up. The sun's beating them up pretty good, but it kind of looks terrible.
Okay.
Good points.
That's all I had.
We usually don't have that kind of problem with dredging like there. Usually we're able to do it ourselves on that north ramp.
We tried that this spring. There's more there than we have equipment to get in there. So I'll have to get an excavator in there, and then that makes it a bigger project.
And we can't do that at midnight with just us.
Right. That's just a joke.
I do actually have one other thing. I would think that the Parks Department would control the size of boats or where the boats set up, I guess. This weekend as well, there was probably a 30-foot sailboat that come in and stepped the mast. With all the traffic down there, I mean, there was no parking, and they pulled through and probably had 20 spaces blocked.
Wow.
But I mean, I would think the Parks Department maybe should stop something like that or direct them to Trail Creek where there's plenty of room for it.
Right.
Just a suggestion.
Anybody else? All good?
Sound good?
All right. Reports from the Assistant Harbor Master Administration, Ms. Palicki.
There will be an extra week between the meetings because the 4th of July is on Monday. The office is real busy with phone calls when this sun comes out in this heat. We get a lot. We still have people looking for slips yet this year. And Chad, when you see something like that, just let the office know so we can get a work order in for it right away.
As far as
Those bumpers or
Okay,
that, yeah,
okay,
because then
sure.
we could get it done right away. That's all I've got.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any other questions? No. All right. Reports from Mr. Ferguson, Budget and Financial Oversight, review and approval of bills to be paid.
I just have the bills for today, President. I handed out what Mary Ann gave me as far as some of the key items. They are in tune with the overall report, so I think I'll just refer to that, to the one pager. Obviously, there's the water department. I imagine that's a monthly bill for $2,000. Seems like.
I really, yeah, they come in at different times.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, that's water department. Tree removal, I understand, is for over around the Bruce Memorial. We took care of $5,000 for I presume that's the big boat race in August. That's a contribution that Amanda makes us pay for. No, that's not a contribution there. Ramp cement repair for $5,144. That was the other ramp, from what I understand, on the launch ramp. It's not the north side, but the south side.
They did both sides.
They did both sides. Okay. Okay. So anyway, as soon as we get the sand out of there, we'll be okay. So that's what that is. PCV pipe covers for $8,900. Marianne, it says that those are, generally speaking, the covers over the pilex, I understand, which obviously you had to replace quite a few of them.
No, the prices have gone up a lot.
Wow.
But we repair some every year from ice damage.
Okay. Right. Next one down, Midwest Security for $2,700. Normal security things. We've got fuel resale, $11,453. Got a refund. Then under this, what would be the second page of our slips, we've got sales tax and credit card fees. The sales tax was almost half of that $9,700, as you can see, and all that totals $55,053.24. And with that, I'll make the motion that we approve the bills as stated.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all I have.
All right. Claims and insurance, Mr. Haynes.
Shouldn't that equal what we've got on this page? Two different, it's 45,000 on this page.
Page 2.
I only hit the big ones on there, on the top.
Right.
Then we're gonna add the 9,700 on the page 2.
The two of them.
Oh, there's another page here.
Yeah, I referenced that in my, I might not have caught that. I was referring to the main thing, the second one.
Okay, I got
But
you.
they told me.
All right, Mr. Haynes, claims and insurance.
I have nothing to report.
Port operations personnel and marina policy. I have nothing to go over at this time. It seems like everything's in your department's smooth, other than some people were out last week. We were short like 3 people, just from sickness and travel and everything else. So a couple things got behind, but they're back on pace now. So that's all I have. Mr. Messina, Boater Communications and Special Events.
A week ago Saturday, we had our DOT rep meeting in the conference room here. I know there was at least one person invited from each one of the docks to attend. The attendance was very, very poor. I think we had 2 docks represented, and one of the guys brought a friend of his on the same dock, so very poorly attended. Mr. Frame covered a lot of the things that have happened to date. Mostly a lot about the electric upgrades, some about the Wi-Fi. Also updated on just events that were happening around. That was pretty much all of it. After the meeting, Mr. Frame and I talked for a bit about why we maybe thought the attendance was down. If it's getting to be old hat, maybe coming every year, it's pretty much the same people that show up. Or do we need to do something a little bit different with the meetings? So we've kicked some ideas around. We're still going to do some brainstorming, probably get Mrs. Pilecki involved, just get some ideas from her of what we can do to up the attendance. But the next meeting is second Saturday in July, and we'll see how well that's attended and really go from there. So that's all I have to report on.
Thank you. All right, master planning and special projects and park liaisons, Mr. Mann.
I have nothing to report.
Ms. Butner, advertising and public relations.
Well, with the unfortunate cancellation of the Venetian night, we did get some of the fundraising money back into the advertising and public relations budget. So if anything pops up, we will hopefully be able to cover it.
Sounds good.
That's all I have to report.
All right, the most exciting part of the whole meeting, attorney report, Mr. Zach Newton.
Okay, I spoke to the attorney who's going to be representing Blue Chip in connection with this whole peninsula issue, and he told me that Blue Chip has retained an engineer, and I guess the engineer is going to go through all of their documents and go through the legal descriptions that are in their documents and figure out who owns what. And I asked him about the alleged agreement, the 2004 agreement, whereby the city or the Port Authority had agreed to purchase the peninsula, or at least that's what the Blue Chip general manager understood the case to be. And he said he'll send over the documents that he has in his possession now. It turns out it's the 2004 purchase agreement, whereby the City of Michigan City acting, buying through the Port Authority, sold that peninsula, that whole area, to the Blue Chip. And then the Blue Chip sold back to the Port Authority what they call the Port Authority slip parcel. And that's, and Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, that's just the area where the bathhouse is, where the fish cleaning station should have been. No?
No, yes and no.
Okay.
So it's everything from the fence closest to our side.
Right.
Not including the public walkway, that's
Right.
actually on Blue Chip side, but
Right.
from that fence to the water, the fish cleaning station area and the bathhouse is their property.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But we have the right to go in there and do it, and we have to maintain the building.
That's right, right. So I think that's the document that she thought was one that she had where we had signed to agree to purchase it. So that's all he sent me over so far. Now, I don't know what exactly their engineer is going to do and what kind of report he's going to deliver. I mean, it would seem to me it would be more a surveyor's issue, but maybe engineers do that too. But he said that's probably not going to be available for a couple of weeks. And he said, you know, depending on what's in it, he'll probably be able to share some or all of it with me. So that's where we are right now. There isn't an agreement out there, at least as far as I know, and at least that they have not provided to me any agreement that says we were going to purchase that whole thing.
And the one, they gave that back. They donated that back. We didn't buy it back.
Right, yeah.
They bought the entire thing.
Yep.
On the condition that whatever they didn't use, they would donate back. At least that's my recollection.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that talks
Yeah,
about.
that is consistent with what I read, because there are two deeds. One of them is the Port Authority transferring the property over for a little over $4 million, and then they deeded back to us that small area that Mr. Frame described. So that's where we are on Blue Chip Peninsula, and that's all I have.
All right, any new business?
I have a comment on the Blue Chip. I'm sure you're going to do what I'm going to talk about. but I just bring it up. When you and the engineer and the attorney get all together, hopefully there'll be maybe 1 or 2 documents at the top that encompasses all this other stuff, and we can, Blue Chip and us and the city can all refer to that
Right.
later on as, okay, this is where everything is. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the key documents, right. And then what I would do is go through and highlight the key documents, because there's a lot of stuff in there that doesn't matter one way or another. But I will highlight in each document the key.
That'd be good. We'll all know where we are. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any new business? Old business? Comrades, that's,
They haven't come back.
haven't come back, so we're good there. Cameras, you're working on that?
Postcard hadn't done any.
They are attempting to get 3 estimates. They got approval to do the trees, but they have to get 3 estimates, and so far they've only gotten 1 tree trimmer to come and give them an estimate. So they're working on it. But in the meantime, cormorants have not showed back up for whatever reason, so.
Is this their time of the year right now? You're the
think
bird
so.
guy.
Yeah, well, I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was most of the summer last year, so for whatever, and I haven't even seen that many of them flying around. So I don't know if something happened or what, but I'm not
Whatever
complaining.
you did work.
That's right.
Those are the divers, right?
Yeah.
Table sub at the Sprague Point Bathhouse. There. And Mr. Cooper, Mr. Freeze, all good there. Mr. Jackson. All right. All right. Well, everything out of there, I'm looking for a adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
There we go.